Hello. I'm being having an affectionate moment with one of my cats. I don't know whether she's going to stay here, but I'll introduce you. This is Felixina, and she was a street cat, and she's lovely, and I love her. And I love all of you, and welcome. Here we all are. Here we all are for the overview for January. What is going to be happening? Because actually, it's quite active. Let me see who's here. Let me say hello, first of all. Christine in Cyprus. Hello, my love. Mwah, mwah. Yes, we must celebrate all races, creatures, all nations, all life. Absolutely. Andy, you're driving. Drive safely. And Cosmic 3i Atlas, you're here. Good to see you. Sue Ann Dayton, welcome. Good to see you. Oh, right. I rock, do I? And Steve Judd says I'm wonderful. Well, I'll take that. Thank you. And thank you, Steve. Bless him. And Shirley, hello, darling. Hi, Penny and the lovely Soul Fam. Hope everyone is well. Simi, hi, Simi. Samantha, Ajo, hello. And Acid Noir, hi, hi. I'm Astrologer Penny Dix. Hello from Colombia, Diana. Good to see you. Acid Noir, you were hoping someone would come and talk to you about 2026. Well, I'm going to talk about January 2026. I might be able to leap a few months down the line as well. We'll see. Oh, Portugal, living in Northumberland. Hello, Imaguare. I hope I've said your name correctly. I can actually speak a little Portuguese. Obrigada. And I can go, olha que coisa mais linda, mais cheia de graça é ela menina que vem me que passa. And that's words from Girl from Ipanema that I sing in Portuguese. And we have, who else have we got here? Patricia, hello from Portugal. And Lisbon, gosh, we've got a lot of Portugal here tonight. And Soraya Goncalves, hello from Lisbon. Traveling Mystic, hello. Happy New Year. Yes, we are sparkly because I thought, New Year, I better get the sparkles out. And obrigado. Oh, muito bom Português. Well done. Gracias or gracias. I'm not sure of the gracias and the gracias because it gets muddled up with the Spanish. Arizona, Barbara. Hi. This is fantastic. And Soraya is your middle name. Ah, nice one, nice one. Listen, I have to tell you, January is going to be quite active. It is active astrologically, and we might be having a little bit of a quiet time as we sit back and rest now, but you wait till January kicks off because I think it's going to get quite busy. See me, you're dealing with a house full of the flu. Coughing is extreme, so the head is pounding, listening with closed eyes. I'll try and keep it gentle, and I really hope you feel better soon, all of you. Good morning, Jim. Good to see you here. The warmest of greetings to you too. So January, well, look at, these are just the headlines. That list there is just the headlines. So you can see, hi, Laurie Smith, Shirley, Christine, Estrella Castens from the Netherlands. Good to see you here. And I think if there's anyone here from North America and New York, you've got really bad snow. I've been in New York in the snow. I've been in Manhattan in the snow when it was minus 40 below with the wind chill factor. And it is quite chilly when it gets like that. And walking in the snow is a bit dicey, or icy, we could say. Denmark, welcome, Denmark. We are getting very international. Elaine Gilmer, hello. And Venezuela, oh, wow, fantastic. Hello, Sandra. And Midwest USA, and you've got a grey day. In Gozo, we had a beautiful sunny day, and it was actually quite warm. And what did I do? Nothing. I've done nothing. So here I am about to do something. So Amanda Roberts, hi. You've got through Christmas, relieved to be honest. Anyone else relieved to have got through Christmas? I have to say, in some ways, greetings from Somerset. Hi, Linda's Bakery. If you're in Somerset, go to Linda's Bakery. I'm sure she bakes really good bread. So go down there. And am I glad Christmas is over? Well, it helps with just trying to work out what day it is, doesn't it? It's like I woke up this morning and thought, Saturday? Monday? No, I haven't done my live. Must be Sunday, because it really does throw all of that out of gear. And Patricia here is a Capricorn with ascending in Capricorn, 30 years of bad luck. Oh, come on, cheer up. It wasn't as bad as all that. Can't be 30 years. You wouldn't have it. It's not all added up together. I mean, you know. Russian Earthling, you're glad it's all done and dusted. Cosmic 3IA, you don't remember feeling such overwhelming energy. George, come here. George, hello, darling. Do you want to come up and say hello to everyone? Can I get you up here or not? George is here. Rita, hello, in Malta. Yes, hello. Rita in Malta. We had a lovely day today, didn't we? Lovely weather. And Sue NB. Oh, my goodness, we've got hundreds of you here today. Cancer, your Christmas was 29 degrees centigrade with a wind chill of 42. That's a bit chilly. Cancer sun in 12th house, Leo rising, Virgo moon, Mercury and Chiron in Cancer in the 12th, and you're crying, Acid Noir. I think life has been challenging for you, I would say. Listen, on January the 1st, New Year's Day, Mercury will move into Capricorn. And it is quite important to get this bit of information about the astrology out, because we're going to experience two stelliums in January. The first one is building up in Capricorn, which is an earth sign and cardinal. And when I did a chart for midnight, basically on the 1st of January, 31st to the 1st, which gives us a point in time as reference to look at the energy for the month of January, we have cardinal energy, excuse me, on all four quadrants. So the ascendant is Libra, the descendant is Aries, the midheaven is Cancer, and the IC is Capricorn. Now, this means we're going to hit the ground running. We are going to be super busy. Colds, flu, doesn't matter. We're going to be busy. And yes, I think health, illness, viruses will slow some people down, because both Neptune and Saturn are, of course, conjunct, not exact yet, but they're still in Pisces, and they're in the 6th house of health. So Neptune can mean, you know, viruses, and Pisces just feeling a bit, the head's all muzzy and dizzy. So it could be quite, there could be a little bit of illness around in January. Let me see what you're saying. I'm not going to keep up with all of this, is it? We're all here to see you, Penny Elaine. Oh, bless you. Thank you. I do my best. And who else? Someone had a birthday on Boxing Day. Happy birthday, Sandra. Fantastic. And a Sag rising as well. Interesting. You've got a bit of a cold at the moment, Russian Earthling. Nothing too serious. Yeah, annoying. Yeah. When I come back to the UK, visit you, Imaguari in Northumberland. Oh, I'd love to. We've got the darkest skies in Europe. Oh, I can come up and star watch. Oh, God, that would be amazing. Oh, wow. Hello, traveling mystic. Hello, everybody. Let me get on with the energy, because I think it is quite important, as I said. So Mercury goes into Capricorn on the 1st. On the 2nd, Chiron will go direct in Aries. So let's think about this. Mercury is going to be going into Capricorn, where his talking is going to be, the communication will be more structured, more rule-driven, more deliberate, thinking about the rules and regulations. Chiron goes direct in Aries. And remember, in 2026, it's going to spend about 3 months in Taurus. It actually moves into Taurus, and I think it was June or July, but I can't remember, one or the other. Now, let's look at the 3rd of January, because we have this first full moon of the new year in Cancer. Now, this, I haven't done the video for this yet, but I am going to do it this week. And it will just be probably quite a short video because I've got my lovely cousin coming over from England. She's going to spend a week with me. So I'm going to be quite busy this week. So this full moon is rather interesting because, like you've probably heard myself and many other astrologers, especially Steve Judd, who has talked about the fact that we have this strange sequence of full moons and new moons over the last few months, and still for about 2 or 3 months more, all at either the full moons are all at 13 degrees and a few minutes, and the new moons have all been at 28 degrees and a few minutes. And this is unusual. So this full moon in Cancer is at 13 degrees and 1 minute. Now, it's opposite this stellium that is forming in Capricorn. And this means we've got not just the sun, but we've got the sun conjunct Mars and Venus. So that means Venus and Mars are also conjunct. And Mercury is coming up on their heels in Capricorn. So we have this really strident energy of Capricorn, Earth, but determined Earth that wants to achieve, that wants to get things done. And so it's there's a lot of talk that is going to go on this week leading up to the full moon on Saturday, which is going to get expanded because Jupiter in Cancer, still retrograde, is coming. The moon and Jupiter are going to meet, basically. So they are already pulling in the energy of each other. Now, the moon can sometimes represent the people. So there is something here about, there is a sense that the people, the community at large, are going to be feeling, I think, quite restricted by the rules, the regulations, the sense of government saying, right, we've got to, tighten our belts, and all the sort of rhetoric that has been going on of late. And that's going to get expanded by Jupiter, so that we may find that as we go into the sort of proper working week that starts on the 5th of January, that we do feel a little bit overwhelmed and under pressure of how can I do the best I can do with the work I have to do. So it is like we hit the ground running. And let me just have a look. I'm your light, am I, see me at the end of the hard week. You like my Christmas sweater? I've got little little snowflakes today. And yes, I've got a visit from my cousin, Sue NB. Alpena, Michigan. Hello, Linda. Hello. Hello, Toby G in Winnipeg. And we've got a Scorpio sun, Aries rising, a jealous mother, MM, and don't know how to deal with it anymore. You hope 2026 is bringing better vibes for everyone. Well, I certainly think it's going to bring some very interesting vibes. So that's a bit of a cop-out from me as the astrologer, but I will explain. Because let me just see what Christine's saying, because she always says interesting things, does our Christine. This could be a time of recognizing the sacredness of every walk of life, albeit different from your own. Honor another's pathway, even if it brings you sadness. It's part of the message. Nice one, Christine. Okay, so let's just come back to this full moon, because it is quite important, because the full moon is conjunct the sun the sun in Cancer of the natal chart of the United States of America. So this full moon is affecting America. Now it's in the position in the American natal chart, which is known as the Sibley chart, and it's the one that most astrologers agree is the correct birth chart for the United States. It has an ascendant of 12 degrees and 21 minutes of Sagittarius. So this puts Gemini and Cancer, using Placidus, in the 7th house. Now, with the full moon conjunct their sun, and the 7th house in a natal chart for a country can mean other countries they have dealings with, something is going to be severed, cut, finished. I've had enough. I'm done. And what's interesting is we have Jupiter conjunct widely the full moon in now, when it comes on the 3rd, it's actually at 21 degrees retrograde. And the natal Jupiter of the American chart is 5 degrees Jupiter. Therefore, this full moon is conjunct their natal sun and widely their natal Jupiter, thereby expanding whatever it is that seems to, let's say, hit the headlines about their relationship with another, probably another country, that's going on at the end of the week around next weekend. Now, bearing in mind that we know that today, the Orange One is having a meeting with the president of Ukraine, Zelensky. So it may be that it is going to be related. This full moon will have some connection with what happens in those talks today and how they are received by the Orange One and how they are received by the aggressor in Russia. Let me see what you're saying. Hello, Liz the Iron Maiden. Linda Pipish, you're hoping to have a home this year. Well, I hope so. We all need a home. Is this a new home, or don't you have a home at all? I hope it's not that you don't have a home. I hope that you have a home. The Orange One, well, it kind of keeps it sort of neutral. You know, Toby, it's just better just to keep things neutral. I've noticed it's becoming a collective word that most people are seeming to use to refer, because sometimes, of course, algorithms pick out key words, trumpety, trump, and they then decide to do something. That was an elephant trumping. That was absolutely nothing to do with the President of the United States or the Orange One. And let's see. So this full moon is going to be highly significant for North America. That is for sure. And so I'm going to do that video this week. Let's just see what happens beyond that, because I've only got to the 3rd of January and we've got the whole of the month to get through. Now, then things start to get really busy in Capricorn, because by the 6th, the Sun will be conjunct Venus in Capricorn. On the 8th, Venus will be conjunct Mars in Capricorn. On the 9th, the Sun will be conjunct Mars in Capricorn. So what does this actually mean? Well, we have to think about the general sense of what Capricorn is about, which is its government, its rules, its containment, its boundaries, its institutions. It's also about, use the Saturn images of timing and knowing when it's the right time to strike. Now, the Sun, as we know, basically is our life force. It's the center of our solar system. Without it, we're not here. So the Sun is conjunct Venus, first of all. So Venus is about love, attraction. In Capricorn, she can be quite hard work in Capricorn because she's going like, come on, come on. And there could be some restrictions around finance. So we may see that the markets open properly on the 5th of January a bit low because maybe we don't know what's unfolded around the full moon with Ukraine and all of that. So we don't know how that's going to affect the money. I did hear something very interesting, which is that precious metals at the moment are just going sky high. In especially silver. Silver, I think, is at its most valuable that it's ever been. And I just find it fascinating that when things are looking a little bit risky in the world and the balance of things, everybody goes into precious metals, gold, silver, platinum, copper, anything like that. That's what people look for. And remember, these aren't just about pretty things that we wear, like I've got a nice silver bracelet, not just about our pretties. It's actually about what goes into these things and batteries and this thing that I'm working on. And, you know, everything functions, it needs a conductor, and a precious metal conducts electricity. So let's see what's going on here. Sue Ann Dayton, loving the evident possible fractals present. Ooh, that's deep. But yes, I think I've got fractals on my sweater, actually. And so this conjunction, so let's just think about this. So the 6th, 8th, 9th are important days for energy because then the sun will be conjunct Mars. So I think that by the 9th of January, there is going to be a sense of urgency around what I'm sensing is governments making their armed forces on alert. Now, I'm not suggesting anything, but I think it just shows that there may be a bit of a upward surge in the energy around the Ukraine situation, so that European countries that border on Russia will be much more on high alert. And I suspect it will be because the current talks taking place in the United States will perhaps not achieve the desired result. I would love to be wrong. I would love the astrology to be wrong. Let's see. And then we need to go on to the next really important energy, because the 17th onwards, we have some very interesting transits and this is just the headlines. There are other transits going on, which I'll come to in my midweek Astro Witters, but these are just the headlines because there's too much to put into one video. Jim, what are you saying about kaleidoscope fractals, present possibilities? Nice, I like that. And we are overloaded with information, but we have lost wisdom. Good point, Amanda Roberts. And Christine Jones is saying the power of calmness and praise for the gifts we already have. Absolutely. Who's got a birthday? Whoever it is, I've missed who it is. Oh, someone's got a birthday on December the 31st. Happy birthday. I hope you have a wonderful solar return. And now, after we've got this stellium of planets in Capricorn, we then move into a stellium of planets in Aquarius. And this is a big stellium. Right, let me explain. On the 17th, Venus, our planet of relationship, of attraction, of, let's say, finance and material things, enters Aquarius. So there we are. We've got one in Aquarius. Now she will come up by the 20th and conjunct Pluto at 2 degrees. So we have to think of the energies of this. We've got Venus, who can be in Aquarius because it's the community at large. It can also be technology. We could see that Pluto transforms something of monetary value through Venus's presence that is to do with technology, like something new comes in to our orbit. And if we wanted to take that on a personal level, it can mean literally transformations for good or ill in significant relationships. And if it was that a relationship ended, there would be a coolness and a coldness about the way it was executed. That reminds me of Henry VIII. And I don't mean anyone's going to lose their heads, or at least I hope not. Maybe, but metaphorically, but not literally. And so Venus conjunct Pluto is a powerful message and pointer or marker in time. By the 18th of January, Mercury will be conjunct Mars. So when Mercury is conjunct Mars on the 18th, so keep that date in your head. I think we're going to hear more talk about, war. Let's say it how it is. Let's just say it. I still am not suggesting that's what's going to happen. I think in many ways it's better that it's talked about than acted out, because it's when things go quiet that we actually have to pay more attention. So what we're going to see is that when Mercury is conjunct Mars, they will actually still be in Capricorn, which is the sign of the armed forces. So I'll just lay that on the table there. Now, also on the 18th, we have the new moon in Capricorn. And if I just scroll down to my new moon, right. So this new moon, again, is still part of this stellium in Capricorn. We have Mars conjunct Mercury, conjunct the moon, conjunct the sun. Venus is already in Aquarius, conjunct Pluto. Now, this new moon is being trined, helpful, by Uranus. So there could be unexpected solutions, inventive solutions to things that had looked pretty not okay. So where there may have been a build-up of, let's say, fear around the prospect of some kind of fighting taking place, Uranus brings in something rather unexpected. And this is because what I'm thinking is Uranus, of course, is conjunct Algol, our fixed star Algol, beheading. I wonder if it's because suddenly one of the leaders involved is not able to do much. Maybe they're unwell or they're just taken out of the equation, even if it's temporary. Something happens unexpectedly that actually is good. So then we get the energy moving into Aquarius. So by the 20th, the sun enters Aquarius. On the 20th also, Venus will be conjunct Pluto, and I've talked about that. On the 20th also, Mercury, our planet of communication, enters Aquarius. And you have to remember, Aquarius is an air sign and fixed. So we started off the month with cardinal Earth. So we've now got air and fixed. So it's as if the cardinal Earth was saying, come on, let's dig in, let's get things moving. And then we've got the fixed air that's saying, maybe we need to just take a step back and think about things. Okay. I know there's a lot of chat going on, and I will try and come to it in a minute, but I just want to get this out about January, and then I can come back and have a look at your chat. Because so the 20th. On the 21st, the sun will be conjunct Mercury in Aquarius. So this is where we've got this big buildup of energy. And I'm just going to go to my chart for the 20th. Here we go. So we will have Mercury, the sun, Venus, Pluto, the moon, all in Aquarius. That's on the 20th. I mean, that's just phenomenal energy. I mean, this is like any babies born on the 20th or 21st are going to be very forward-thinking, sort of, broad-minded. They're going to really see the bigger picture. They will be like they're like the star beings coming in force. Hello, 57 SAD. Good to see you here. Makeup masters. Yes, let's keep President Zelensky safe. Absolutely. Jim, what are you saying? Affirmation of the universal consciousness source that we are made of. Absolutely. And so if I just scroll quickly back to my notes, right, the 20th. On the 21st, the sun is conjunct Mercury. So some important information comes out on the 21st. By the 22nd, Mercury is conjunct Pluto. So we're really going to start getting news that's going to make us go, wow, didn't see that coming. Oh, that's interesting. That's a different take on it. And also, everything I'm saying, take it down a few notches for your own private life, for your own personal life, because depending where this all fits in your chart, you will get a sense of what this can be about for you. On the 23rd, Mars enters Aquarius. And on the 23rd, also, the sun will conjunct Pluto, because they've all got to be conjunct Pluto. They've all got to move past Pluto. And this is kind of like almost a world first, because we haven't experienced all of these energies being conjunct Pluto. In Aquarius, we've experienced them being conjunct Pluto, but not in Aquarius. So we really don't have a yardstick. We have to say we're going into the unknown here. And on the 26th, another very important date, Neptune, that's been in Pisces, enters Aries. And that is it. It will not return to Pisces or to this point for another, what is it, 100 and, I'll get it wrong, it's something like 184 years. I can't remember. I'd have to Google it. So, none of us alive today have experienced Neptune in Aries, or apart from a few months last year. Okay, well, that gave us a taster of it. But here we are, basically, this is now Neptune in Aries, preparing for only 20 days or so later to be conjunct Saturn at 0 degrees of Aries on the 20th of February. More about that next month. So then we need to look at the 27th, because on the 27th, Mars, our planet of action, anger, war, is conjunct Pluto. That is our friction point, our danger point. This is Aquarius at 3 degrees and 34 minutes. So just be mindful that the end of January could be quite volatile because of this buildup of energy in Aquarius. It could be really positive. Knowing it, we can use the energy positively in our own lives to get things going that have perhaps got stuck, blocked, just not moving. So actually, it's really can be very positive energy. By the 29th, Mercury will be conjunct Venus. And then I think we'll be getting more information about, I think this is going to be about cryptocurrency because it's in Aquarius. And that just feels like what that is about. So in a short period of time, I've given you the absolute headlines of what this month of January is going to be like. And you know, when Neptune goes into Aries, Saturn already will be at 28 degrees of Pisces. So, you know, they are conjunct, so that the changes that are going to unfold from this conjunction, they've already been set in motion. A lot of it has already probably happened. We're just not aware of it. And it is unfolding and going forward. So what's Simi saying? It's time to clean house without worn relationships or to nurse or repair them. You have choice. This is what I always say. We have choice. We can choose how to work with these energies. If you want to repair and make your relationships better, if they're worth repairing, do it. It's not about out with the bathwater. I think we have to be very careful with this energy not to be knee-jerk and go, oh, that's it, I'm done. Because, you know, we've got to remember, we've got people running the planet who we definitely do not want to be thinking, oh, well, I've had enough of this. Right, let's press the button. Because that's actually what we're doing on a smaller scale if we just go with our own lives. Oh, I'm done with this, I'm out. So we have to look at compromise and negotiate. I know it's hard, but with regard to relationships have to be worked out every single day and every single hour of every single day. And it's not about love and attraction, it's about friendship and relationship and choosing, both of you choosing to work at the relationship that you have and that it's good enough to make it go forward into the future. Hola, bear frog, bear frog. Cancer, Sag rising and moon in Leo. Welcome. Sue Ann Dayton, as each one of us choose to remain in balance, both intentionally and with awareness, we help others to remain stable. Hear, hear. Absolutely. Absolutely. And Liz, the Iron Maiden, you said, Amanda, do you feel like something big is going to happen? I don't know what, I've missed that bit of conversation, so I'm not quite sure what was said. But oh, Liz, you're saying that's an interesting comment. You feel like you've been living in a waiting room for so long. I do know what you mean. And Amanda, you're saying the same, that it is a little bit like big, but you know, it's us that chooses it to be a waiting room. We can either decide to do something about it or do something while we are in this holding pattern. We have to use the energy wisely. And we always have the choice. So it's important to remember you've always got choice. Right, let me see. Oh, I'm going to pause for breath for a minute. Now, what I did, I haven't got a word for the week. I decided to cast an I Ching for the month of January because I thought maybe what I'll do is every month I'll cast an I Ching. And the I Ching is basically you build up hexagrams that look like this. This is a wonderful book, the I Ching workbook. And so I cast an I Ching, just asking what we needed to be aware of for January 2026. And Diana's asking anything about natural disasters. The only thing I can say is the Mars-Pluto, possibly. But why do we want to look for natural disasters? I mean, the most likely time, if we want to focus on that, which I don't really want to give it energy, would be when Uranus actually leaves Taurus in April, because that switchover, like changing tracks on a railway line, is when you get that the trip of the wire. So I did this I Ching, and I got, what did I get? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. And I got number 5, calculated waiting, which I think is rather interesting because, of course, we're talking about, we've been talking here about waiting rooms. Let me just pick out the important parts of this. And we actually had, because you have what's known as moving lines. And we had, what did we have? I wrote it on an envelope. We had a moving line in the bottom. We had a moving line in the 3rd line. And we had a moving line in the 5th line. So let me just read you some of this. A period of calculated waiting. Do you know, this fits in so well, if you think about it, with what's going on with, say, Zelensky and the Orange One. All of this, this is what everybody's doing. We're almost like, it's like the cat came across earlier. The cats are all sitting in their various positions, waiting. Who is going to make, this is like a massive chess game, isn't it? This is like Queen's Gambit. This is who's going to make the next move. So a period of calculated waiting must pass before the cosmos can address itself to our needs. Many areas are undergoing significant change. Shifting powers are generating new ideas. Animosities are appearing, alliances are forming, and systems are breaking down, and collective causes are being organized. It is the eternal flux of change as manifested in human affairs. And I think this is very resonant with the astrology of the moment. And if we go on and I pick out something else here, it says, in order to attain our aim, we must wait to act until circumstances are in our favor. Inwardly bide our time and nourish and strengthen ourselves for the future. Through careful observation, attempt to see things without illusions or fears. Face the facts. If you are aware of your shortcomings and advantages, you will know what to do when the time comes. Ultimately, you will meet with success. So don't lose sight of that. Now let's look at what we had in the moving lines. So we had 3 + 3 + 3, which was a moving line in the bottom. So these are the important ones. So I'm going to read these. Do not become agitated by your sense of an impending problem. Doom, gloom, disasters. Live your life as normally as possible and do nothing out of the ordinary. If there is a problem, it exists in the future. Acknowledging it now could diminish your strength. Well, I couldn't have said that better myself. So I think maybe Lao Tzu and the I Ching, or I Ching, however you want to pronounce it, knew a lot more than we did. Now then we've got a moving line in the 3rd line, which is, because of premature action on our part, inspired perhaps by anxiety, we can leave ourselves open to attack. This situation is truly difficult because we are vulnerable. Only extreme caution will protect us. Now, what this is saying is stay in the present. Learn to live with the uncertainty. And do not feed the future with fear. Because then what we do is we almost manifest what we most fear. Stay in the present. Do that wonderful thing that I've said a few times. Chop wood, carry water. That's all you've got to do. Keep chopping wood and carrying water. Now, the last moving line is actually the line in this particular I Ching, which is called, what's it called? It's called Su Qian. Yes, Su Qian. Su Qian. And what this is the most important line in this particular hexagram. And it's your difficulties are held in abeyance. And it is a good time to relax and gain perspective on the situation. Remember, this is for January. And then it says, while you enjoy your respite, keep in mind that there is still much to be done in the attainment of your goals. So there we go. I think that is really quite the power of now, Liz. Absolutely. I Ching, you've lost me. Oh, Cosmic 3IA, bless you. So I'm going to do the tarot now as well. Don't worry. Yes, we're doing the tarot. But you see that the I Ching is very good because it talks in riddles a bit, but it was only actually, and this is why I find it so interesting, it was echoing the astrology for January. It was actually saying, yeah, this is what's happening. And it was like saying, don't manifest what you don't want. And I think there's also an energy that we all collectively get into that builds up to the beginning of any new year, which is, oh my God, what's going to happen? You know what? Probably not a lot. We will chop wood and carry water, and things will happen, and things will be sometimes, and sometimes, and they go up and down. Chop and carry, Jim. That's hysterical. Welcome to Penny's Chop and Carry. Hello, Beth. Just popped in. You're at work. The I Ching you just read was what you needed to, that I just read was what you needed to hear. Good. Listen back to it and you'll hear some more. Shall we do the tarot? Let's get 3 cards for the month of January and carry on chopping wood and carrying water. Sue Ann Dayton, Penny, my heart is full of gratitude for your expertise and wisdom by elevating where each one of us holds our energy. I appreciate the I Ching transits in my human design as I do the planets in astrology. Very, very well put. Very good thought. And no, Cosmic 3IA, you're being fatalistic. You're being a doom monger. It doesn't mean we shouldn't get our hopes up too high. Yes, be realistic, but at the same time, expect the best. Why can't we have the best? And I think that it's just so important to keep your frequency high. If you keep your frequency high, we can have all manner of wonderful things. So it isn't about getting our hopes up high or not. It's about staying in the present. The power is in the present, the power of now. Live with uncertainty. If you live with uncertainty, you don't feel that way just saying it sounds like it. Okay, yeah, I suppose it does. Okay, point taken. No resistance, melted. Oh, bless. Who's got snow? Has anyone got snow? So, oh, this is a good one to start with. Well, that's how we're going into the new year, isn't it? Actually, we're all thinking, what's going to happen? Oh my God, the world's going to end. No, it probably won't actually. I think Liz the Iron Maiden says, you feel something good, big is going to happen. Yeah, why not? Let's hope for something good that is going to happen. Why not? And did you see, isn't it sad, Brigitte Bardot, the beautiful French actress and animal rescuer and activist, died today. She was 91. So rest in peace, Brigitte. She was beautiful actress. See me, make your plans. If you fall short, you are still on a path toward your best self. Absolutely. And Sue Ann Drayton, if we remain living in the past or the future, we aren't present. Absolutely. Snow in Winnipeg. Okay. There is a palpable awakening. I agree, Liz. And this is all our fears. Whoa. We've got to get rid of these. We don't want fears. We want choice. So let's have some choice. Wind and snow in South Dakota. Okay. And Christine has pulled the animal medicine card, the buffalo, prayer and abundance. Buffalo, you bring us the gifts of life. Here are prayers. Smoke rising like phoenix. We are reborn within the sacred words. Beautiful. And I think this is a lovely card, the Two of Wands, because this is really saying some of the decisions have already been, they're already in action. They're already happening. And, you know, the card we had was our fears of it not manifesting. And this is saying, you know, actually just take, you know, have faith. I think he is just seeing the bigger picture. He's holding the world in his hand. He's looking to the future. But it's not about looking to the future without staying present. So there's a difference. And Liz, the Iron Maiden, you've pulled the Sun and the Nine of Cups. Fabulous. The Sun is basically happiness and fulfillment and joy. And the Nine of Cups is wishes fulfilled. And look at this, the Wheel of Fortune. You see, the wheel is turning. And this is what we have to remember. When we're at the bottom, there's only one way to go, and that's up. And when we're at the top, we start coming down again. But we always go up. Everything is a spiral. Everything goes round and round. And what's this about two black kittens? You work in retail and you're worn out from the holiday and year of constant chaos, including taking in two black kittens. Oh, but they're so adorable. Bless them. Let me see. If we remain living in the past or the future, we aren't present. Sue Ann Dayton, absolutely. And who else have we got? Anyone else pulled any cards? And then we will start thinking about bringing things to a close. Up, up, up. Absolutely. Phoenix rising. Oh, you're operating your pillow and you can't get to your cards this week. All right. No worries. No worries. Listen, just to give you a slight or a brief indication of how I feel 2026 is going to unfold, I think January sets the tone. And I think that with the setting of the tone, things are going to be quite, I would say, brisk and quite speedy in many ways in January. I think there's going to be a lot going on that we've got to kind of keep our eyes on. February is when the energy starts to build because we get the eclipse that we're getting in Aquarius on the 17th of February. And then we get the conjunction between Saturn and Neptune on the 20th of February. And then another eclipse at the beginning of March on the 3rd, I think it is. And that's in Pisces, I think, or Virgo. Can't remember. It was one or the other. Virgo, I think it's Virgo. And then we have in April, there's another stellium. We've got lots of stelliums this year. And I think when you get this build-up of energy, we've got another stellium in Aries coming in April. There'll be 7. You get 7 planets. And I think you've got to remember that, you know, these stelliums are emphasizing particular signs. We've got Capricorn. We're about to move into this Capricorn stellium. So that is really telling us to stay grounded, earthed, but determined, and know that we can achieve our goals. Then we move into the stellium of Aquarius. When we get into Aquarius in January, heading into February, we have to think about the fact that we are then looking at the bigger picture. looking outside, looking beyond our own front garden, so to speak. And as we get into March and the energy starts to shift from Aquarius into Pisces and then into Aries by April, we are really starting a new cycle. And that new cycle, in a sense, starts in April with, well, really probably at the end of March when we have the spring equinox, because that is the astrological new year when the sun moves into Aries. And so April onwards, it's like we are really in a new earth. We are inhabiting the new earth, the new planet, and how it is going to be for some time to come. 2027 will see that all being consolidated, and 2028 we will be more used to this new energy and this new way of seeing things and doing things. We are collectively awakening. Now, I know that can sound a bit woo-woo, but I think most of us can agree that there is a sense that we are much more tuned into our intuition, our gut feelings. We have a sense of community. I think we are recognizing that we're not all separate and we're not all just individual. We are all interconnected. And I think with that Aquarius stellium in January, we're really going to feel that we are on the frequency of really being connected with these greater frequencies, so that we can all, I just think we will all just know stuff and sense stuff. Let me see let me see. Yes, thank you, Liz. Like, share, subscribe. Support the channel. Absolutely. That would be wonderful. Christine, Jim, love spaces outside of the planet. We have the cosmos as our garden. We do. Elaine, you love the wheel. It feels like anything is possible. Hoping that will be our reality. Because do you know what? Everything is always possible. We just have to all put enough of the right energy into it. And then everything and anything is possible. Cosmic 3IA. We may have choice, but we have no choice but to head into a new year. So we may as well welcome it with open arms. Go with the flow. Absolutely. Everything is energy, frequency, and vibration, Liz, the Iron Maiden, says. You are right. Shirley, you are so welcome. She's saying, thank you, Penny. This was awesome. Manuela, hello, my darling. I had a lovely Christmas, thank you, with some lovely friends. Linda's Bakery, enlightenment, absolutely, my love. So listen, I want to wish you all an incredibly peaceful, happy, and fun new year. I hope you have a lovely week this week, that you do some fun things and celebrate in the way that you want to celebrate. And yes, Cosmic 3IA, I think Zelensky is a hero too. I love him. You like my jumper. Thank you, the star. Thank you. Yes, Zelensky is a leader fighting for his people and safety of his country. Yes, I know. I see we're having a little bit of a discussion about that. Some for him, some against him. Well, you know what? It's a free world, and I'm all for free speech. So, yes, that's right, Manuela. Gozo is underneath Sicily. It's not hot at this time of year, although it was quite mild today. It was probably about 60 Fahrenheit, just to give you a clue. It's probably, which is about 15 centigrade. So interstellar love to everybody. Thank you, Christine Jones. Interstellar love to all of you. And listen, I really wish you all well. I won't be here next Sunday. If you remember, I said I'm going to take next Sunday off. So I will do the full moon this week video. That'll be up. And I will do a midweek little resume of what's going on. And in the meantime, thank you to everyone that's joined tonight, and especially if some of you have recently subscribed to the channel. Thank you so much. And I hope that you will continue to enjoy the content that I provide here. And so, everybody, I just love you all. I think you're all absolutely awesome. And thank you for being here. And this is the bit I hate so much. I can never switch off. But I am going to end stream because it's 7 o'clock my end. I love you, see me too, and wish everybody love and peace and a prosperous new year. Let's make it great. Hello, Margaret. Good to see you just in at the end. I will see you all next year. Bye.